What's up, fight fans? Today we're going to break down the top 10 pound-for-pound Muslim fighters in the UFC. Before we get to the rankings, we need to talk about why Muslim fighters have become the most dominant force in the mixed martial arts. Now, this isn't a coincidence. It's not just about one or two superstars. There's actually a formula here, and it's producing champions at a really fast rate. Before we begin, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because it really helps this channel. Now let's break it down. So why are Muslim fighters the best in the UFC right now? Firstly, it's the wrestling culture. Regions like Dagestan, Chechnya, and Central Asia have wrestling embedded in their DNA. We're talking about countries where wrestling isn't just a sport, it's a way of life. Kids start wrestling at 4 or 5 years old and is considered a rite of passage. This creates a basic level of grappling that's almost impossible to replicate, especially if you start training in your early teens or 20s. Secondly, is the discipline and structure. Many of these fighters grow up in an environment where discipline isn't optional, it's expected. Whether it's through religion, family structure, or their cultural upbringing, there's a mental toughness that gets forged early. They're used to sacrifice, used to hard work, and used to delayed gratification. That translates directly into the cage. Third, the team environment. Look at places like American Kickboxing Academy, where Khabib trained, or the gyms in Dagestan, where Islam and the rest of the new generation come from. These aren't just gyms, they're brotherhood. Everyone's pushing each other, everyone's hungry, and there's no room for ego, because your training partner will humble you real quick. Everyone's hungry, and everyone's willing to go the extra mile. It's a collective rise, not just individual success. Fourth, and this is crucial, adaptability and evolution. The stereotype used to be that Muslim fighters were just wrestlers who would take you down and maul you. But look at Islam Makhachev's striking right now. Look at Khamzat Chimaev's power. These guys are becoming complete mixed martial artists, adding elite level striking to their already world-class grappling. They're not one-dimensional anymore. And finally, this is the most important aspect. There's something about fighting for more than just yourself. A lot of these fighters talk about representing their faith, their family, their religion. That added layer of purpose can push you through walls when your body wants to quit. It's not just about the paycheck or fame. It's about legacy and honor. Now that we know why Muslim fighters dominate, let's rank the top 10 pound-for-pound Muslim fighters in the UFC right now. Starting off at number 10, we've got the undefeated featherweight Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat is 18-0 in his MMA career and undefeated in the UFC. This guy is the definition of discipline, mistake-free fighting, and most importantly, he's got strong control-based grappling, and he's consistently beating ranked opposition without breaking a sweat. Here's what makes Chimaev special. He doesn't lose rounds. His fight IQ is off the charts. He knows exactly when to wrestle, when to strike, or when to just control position and drain his opponent's will to fight. He's beaten guys like Diego Lopez and Aljamain Sterling. Now, why is he number 10? His low finishing rate keeps him from climbing higher on the pound-for-pound list. In pound-for-pound rankings, dominance matters more than just wins. Chimaev wins, but he doesn't obliterate people the way guys higher on the list do. He's extremely technical, but he's not going to run through you in the first round. That being said, don't sleep on him. This man is a future title challenger, and when he gets this shot, don't be surprised if he becomes champion through sheer technical superiority and his cardio for days. At number 9, we've got Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, he's an interesting character. He's from Dagestan and he's from the family of Khabib. He did have his one loss, and that was of Merab, and that was for a championship fight. But if you watch him fight, you know he's got some of the best footwork, timing, and wrestling defense in the entire sport. He rarely loses rounds, and his technical dominance is beautiful to watch. Now, what separates him from other fighters is his precision. He's not trying to knock your head off, he's trying to outclass you for 15 or 25 minutes. His striking is crisp, his takedown defense is elite, and when he does take you down, good luck getting up. Unless if you're Merab, of course. Umar's beaten solid competition like Corey Sandhagen and is clearly working his way towards a title shot. The reason he's at number 9 is that he's still climbing the rankings and building his resume. He hasn't faced the absolute best of the best as of yet, but his skill set suggests he's a future bantamweight champion. This is technical dominance rather than violent destruction. But make no mistake, Umar Nurmagomedov is the real deal, and he's going to climb higher on lists like this as his career progresses. I really do hope he has a chance to fight Peter Yan this year. At number 8 is Khabib Nurmagomedov. And he's a controversial one because this fighter retired early, but we are seriously talking about pound for pound skill. Khabib went undefeated in the UFC as one of the most creative strikers in featherweight history. His spinning attacks, his unorthodox movements, his elite grappling, this guy was the appointment television every time he fought. Peak Khabib could beat most featherweights in history, and I really do mean that. His skill level was absolutely absurd. The problem was his cardio. He would dominate for 2 rounds and then visibly fade in the third. But from a pure skill for skill, pound for pound talent perspective, Khabib belongs on this list. Why number 8? The early retirement due to health issues and those cardio problems keep him from being high up. We never really got to see him in his prime. We never saw him fully evolve for championship level conditioning. But if we did, he might have been in the top 5. But even with the what ifs, Khabib's tape speaks for itself. Go back and watch his fights against Karl Bochniak, Brandon Davis or Khabib Nurmagomedov. The man was an artist in there, and his legacy as one of the most skilled fighters to never win a belt is secure. Lucky number 7 goes to the boogeyman of the welterweight division, Shavkat Rakhmonov. He's from Kazakhstan. Now Shavkat is undefeated with an absolute insane 100% finish rate. Every single one of his wins has come by knockout or submission at the UFC level. But this guy is dangerous wherever he goes. He'll submit you, knock you out or maul you in the clinch. What makes Shavkat special is his finishing instinct. He doesn't just want to win rounds, he wants to end you. His grappling is world class. His striking has serious power, and his clinch work is some of the best in the division. He's beaten Stephen Thompson and other top contenders, all by finish. Why is he number 7 and not higher? Well, it's because he's still building his elite resume. He hasn't fought for the title shot yet, and he's still proving himself against the very best welterweights in the world. But make no mistake, he's one of the most dangerous future champions in any division. His skill set is already championship caliber. Now it's just a matter of time before he gets that belt, and when he does, expect him to shoot up for this pound for pound list real quick. We were at number 6 here, that's Belal Muhammad. Now Belal went on one of the most longest unbeaten streaks in modern UFC history before capturing the welterweight title. Yes, he lost against JDM, but let's be real, he's got elite cardio, he maintains pace for all 5 rounds like it's nothing. He's beaten strikers, wrestlers and pressure fighters. His versatility is off the charts. What makes him special is his consistency and fight IQ. We know he's not the most flashiest fighter and this finishing rate isn't the highest, but he's extremely difficult to beat. He grinds you down, breaks your will, and by round 5 you're just trying to survive. His recent losses really don't define him, but let's look at the overall picture. His win against Leon Edwards, Sean Brady and Gilbert Burns shows that he can hang around with anyone in the welterweight division. Of course, the reason why he's number 6 is because his pound for pound value comes from consistency and intelligence rather than his raw finishing ability or explosive dominance. Don't let that fool you. Belal is a champion for a reason, and his reign at welterweight is just getting started. He represents that grinding, relentlessness style that wears down even the most dangerous opponents. He doesn't have a belt, but he's definitely a champion. Halfway through the spot at number 5, Magomed Ankalaev. Now this goes to the light heavyweight sniper. He's an elite southpaw striker with a legitimate knockout power, and he's been on a long unbeaten streak in the UFC up until his most recent fight with Chimaev. What's crazy is that he's got a strong wrestling base that you rarely even need to use because his striking control is that good. Now that's something you need for someone who comes from Dagestan. He's very technical, very disciplined, and wins with precision and fight IQ rather than chaos. He picks you apart at range, counters beautifully, and makes you pay for every mistake you made. His wins over Johnny Walker, Anthony Smith, and even Alex Pereira shows that he is actually one of the pound for pounds. Yes, he's lost, but I guarantee he's got a comeback coming. He is less explosive than the guys above him on the list. He's not going to blitz you in the first round like Khamzat might. He's not going to ragdoll you for 5 rounds like Islam or Khabib, but what he will do is outclass you technically for 15 to 25 minutes and make it look easy. Ankalaev represents the new generation of light heavyweights, technical strikers who can wrestle if they need to, but would rather just piece you up on the feet. He is championship material, and it's only a matter of time before he gets his belt back. Coming at number 4, the former king of the welterweight division, the Nigerian nightmare, Kamaru Usman. Kamaru had 5 successful welterweight title defenses and went on to one of the longest win streaks over at 170 pounds. What made his reign so impressive was his evolution. He improved his striking late in his career, and he started getting knockout wins with champions such as Jorge Masvidal and Gilbert Burns. He's an extremely complete fighter with championship experience as well as mental toughness that's almost unmatched. His wrestling credentials are insane. His cage pressure is suffocating, and his jab becomes one of the most effective weapons in the entire UFC. Prime Usman could beat almost anyone about his size, and that's what pound for pound is all about. The reason he's number 4 is that he is slightly less dangerous than Khamzat in pure pound for pound terms. Khamzat still has that explosiveness and finishing ability that gives him the edge. But Kamaru Usman's legacy is cemented. 5 title defenses, wins over Colby Covington twice, Jorge Masvidal twice, and a dominant reign that changed the welterweight division forever. Even though he's in the later stages of his career now, his peak was absolutely elite. The bronze medal goes to the most terrifying man in the UFC, Boris Khamzat Chimaev. Now, Khamzat is undefeated in the UFC and has finished multiple top 10 opponents in the first round. He's completed successfully at both welterweight and middleweight. This shows his skill translate across weight classes. This man is a nightmare to fight. Why is Khamzat number 3? Because pound for pound rankings rewards feeling, not just longevity, and Khamzat's ceiling is through the roof. He can end fights instantly with his wrestling or his power. Remember when he ragdolled Li Jingliang and carried him around the octagon like a child? Remember the 17-second knockout of Gerald Meerschaert? Khamzat represents the highest threat level in this entire list. If you're stepping in the cage with this man, you're in danger with the opening bell to the final second. His wrestling is elite, his power is terrifying, and his mentality is pure violence. Just look at how he took the belt from DDP like he was a little child. The only thing keeping him from being higher is that he hasn't captured multiple belts yet, and his health issues have also caused him some inactivity. But make no mistake, when Khamzat is healthy and active, he's one of the scariest fighters on this planet. The silver medal goes to the legend, the Eagle, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib retired 29-0, never knocked down, never cut. He only lost 2 rounds on judges' scorecards in his entire career. He had 3 successful UFC title defenses and dominated every single opponent he ever faced. Now, why number 2? Peak for peak dominance keeps him near the top of any list. Khabib was the most dominant control fighter ever. His pressure was unmatched, his ground control was suffocating, and his ability to break people mentally and physically was legendary. The reason why he's not number 1 is that Islam has proven to be slightly more complete. Khabib had less striking variety than Islam, though his pressure game was absolutely perfect. Islam has shown championship success in 2 weight divisions and has evolved his striking to a higher level. But don't get it twisted. Khabib is one of the great fighters that ever lived. His wins over Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje were masterclasses. He retired undefeated and at the top of his game. His legacy opened the door to every fighter on this list, and he'll forever be remembered as the eagle who never fell. And finally, your number 1 pound for pound Muslim fighter in the UFC, the most complete mixed martial artist alive, Islam Makhachev. Islam is the UFC champion in 2 weight divisions. He has one of the highest takedown accuracy rates in UFC history. He wins by submission, TKO and decisions at the elite level. This man can beat you any way he wants. Why is he number one? Because he is the most complete MMA fighter alive. He has elite grappling and increasingly elite striking. He's proven that his skills translate across sizes and style. He dominated at lightweight and then moved up to welterweight and became champion there too. Islam has beaten Charles Oliveira, Alexander Volkanovski twice, and Dustin Poirier. His evolution as a striker has been remarkable. He's not just taking people down anymore, he's knocking people out, and he's landing beautiful combinations, and he's mixing his attacks perfectly. What Islam for leaving Khabib is his completeness. He can do everything Khabib could do on the ground, but he's a better striker, more versatile, and has proven himself in multiple weight classes. His fight IQ is off the charts, his conditioning is endless, and his skill level just keeps improving. Islam Makhachev is building a legacy that could surpass everyone who came before him. He's the evolution of Dagestani MMA, the perfect combination of grappling dominance and striking evolution. He's the number one pound-for-pound Muslim fighter in the UFC. It's not even close. There you have it, guys. The definitive top 10 pound-for-pound Muslim fighters in the UFC. Remember, this list is built on skill completeness, the ability to dominate elite opponents, adaptability across styles and weights, and overall pound-for-pound excellence. Championships help, but they don't decide everything. Let me know in the comments who you think should be ranked higher or lower. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Till next time, keep training hard and remember the name of all these legends. Take care.